Hi, my name is Arisel Garcia and I will be presenting the impact of culture on business and economics. The new generation shaped the world with constant intercultural communication and connections. It is really important that business students understand how different is business done in diverse countries and what effect has culture on a country's economy. I based my research only on Austria, Mexico, and the United States of America. Let's begin with explaining how cultural dimensions relate to business. The cultural anthropologist Gerd Hofstede divided countries in diverse categories based on cultural traits. The first one, individualism. In individualistic countries, like USA, people see themselves as separate individuals. In collectivistic countries, Mexico, people see themselves as part of a group. They long for loyalty and protection. The cultural anthropologist Stella Toomey said that during negotiations, members of individualistic countries would use the techniques of controlling and dominating. They see for their own needs, for their self-face. Meanwhile, in collectivistic countries, people will prefer mutual agreements during negotiations. She also said that there is a relation between high context and collectivism. High context countries tend to use indirect language. Meanwhile, low context countries like Austria and USA prefer a direct language. Let's explain masculinity. Our three countries are high in masculinity. Also, in other words, career focus. People here long for achievement, for success, for money. Normally in these countries, gender roles are well defined. Sometimes, women will stay at home when men go to work. Also, managers motivate their employees with raising their salary. Now, uncertainty avoidance level. USA is low in uncertainty avoidance level. Austria and Mexico are really high in this level. But what does this level mean? Well, how much people feel threatened by ambiguity, uncertainty, and change. In USA, people prefer taking risks than not taking it. Also, in countries like Austria and Mexico, people prefer control, that there is an order. Researchers have found a relation between political regulations and this level. I will tell you. The higher the uncertainty avoidance level in a country, the more political regulations there are. The lower, less political regulations. It is not unusual that in USA, the concept of the American dream is constantly told. This means less political regulations and a free market where business can start, where there is more innovation and entrepreneurs have an open area where they can create. In order to develop a country, to increase a country's GDP, we need businesses and companies. Entrepreneurs normally share the traits of individualism, the low uncertainty level, and high masculinity. They long for achievement. They want money. Normally, they don't like the environment with coworkers and they want to start something new by their own and they take the risk of failure. Let's explain the level of power distance. Mexico is really high in power distance. USA and Austria are low in this level. In Mexico, organizations are built vertical. Everyone knows to whom report. The last word is the manager's word. Employees cannot take decisions without asking the managers. In contrary, in USA and Austria, organizations are horizontal. Employees can easily talk to each other. Employees can take decisions without asking their manager, normally. Also, I would like to explain you how cultural factors can relate to these dimensions. For example, language, religion, and climate. I will mention some so you understand. In warm climates, they tend to have high power distance. Mexico. Spanish and German speaking countries are high in uncertainty avoidance level. Spanish countries also are high in collectivism. Now, religion. Catholic countries, Austria, Mexico, are high in uncertainty avoidance level, high in masculinity, and high in power distance. USA, Protestant country, low in uncertainty avoidance level, low in power distance, and high in individualism. May you say that there is a discrepancy with Austria and Catholicism factor because they are low in power distance, but they should be high in power distance. Well, there is other factor that plays a role here. Scholars have found that in countries where there is a big difference between social classes have a high power distance. USA and Austria have a big middle class. So, employees, people see themselves equals to others. This is why the power distance level is low. Well, USA is within the category of village market. Everyone can easily talk to each other. Employees can jump into the discussion, into the negotiation, and risk-taking is encouraged. Austria is within the category well-oiled machine. They avoid uncertainty by knowing their tasks, and they don't need to ask their managers what to do. They already know what to do and they do it. Mexico, in the category of pyramid of evil. Organizations are bureaucratic, vertical. Everyone knows to whom report. If an employee decides without asking the manager, that will mean insubordination. As I told you, there is these three countries have different and similarities. I killed you. I would like to summarize with pointing on the graph above. These three countries are in a constant economic growth. Sometimes they have a higher GDP than the other, but they are really close to each other. There is no better way to do business or worse way. There is no better way to increase a country's GDP, as there is no greater culture than other. Thank you so much for listening to me and for paying attention. If you have any questions, you can ask me. I will be here for you. Thanks.